In the heart of Haddonwood Forest, 5 friends embarked on a weekend camping trip. Emma, the adventurous and daring one, led the way with her trusty map in hand. Jamie, the practical and level-headed one, carried the tent and camping gear. Alex, the funny and light-hearted one, had packed enough food to feed an army. Sarah, the mysterious and cautious one, navigated using her intuition. And finally, Mark, the introverted and observant one, soaked in the beauty of the forest. They pitched their tent near a tranquil lake, surrounded by towering trees that whispered secrets in the breeze. The forest seemed alive with vibrant colors and harmonious sounds. Relishing their escape from the hustle and bustle of the city, the group settled in for a night of storytelling and laughter. As the sunset painted the sky in hues of gold and pink, they gathered around the flickering fire. Emma began the first tale, her animated gestures adding depth to her words. Legend has it, long ago, a lost soul haunted these woods. They say it was a restless spirit, seeking revenge on anyone who dared enter its territory, Emma said, playing up the suspense for her friends. Ignoring the uneasiness creeping up their spines, the group dismissed the story as mere folklore. They laughed it off, believing it was just another urban legend meant to scare tourists. But as the night grew darker, the forest seemed to shift. The once friendly whispers of the trees turned into eerie murmurs. Sarah, always attuned to the supernatural, felt a peculiar energy coursing through the air. "Guys, something doesn't feel right," she whispered, her voice trembling. Before anyone could respond, a dense fog began to roll in, engulfing their campsite. Panic ensued as they realized they could no longer see past their outstretched hands. The air was thick with fear. Amidst the chaos, Mark's sharp eyes caught sight of a shadowy figure lurking in the mist. He swallowed hard, words failing him as a cold dread settled in his heart. As they struggled to find their way through the oppressive fog, a piercing shriek echoed through the forest. Their hearts thundered in their chests, and their steps quickened. Their laughter had morphed into terror. Emma insisted they stick together, holding hands as they navigated through the thick fog. But it was Alex who came up with a plan. "Let's follow the sound of the stream," he suggested, his voice quivering with fear. The others nodded, desperate for any sense of direction. Remarkably, the stream's gentle babble managed to guide them out of the fog. But the horror had only just begun. The forest revealed its dark secrets. They stumbled upon an abandoned cabin hidden under ancient oak trees, its windows shattered and doors barely hanging on. Inside, they found dusty remnants of a forgotten past. A tattered diary lay on a wooden table, whispering untold stories of despair. Around the cabin, the forest seemed to come alive. Trees twisted and contorted, their branches reaching menacingly towards them. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering chilling secrets. Fear clung to the group like a heavy shroud. Frantically, they searched for the source of the eerie happenings. Emma's daring spirit rekindled and she volunteered to explore a hidden cellar. The others held their breath as she disappeared into the darkness. As Emma descended the creaking wooden stairs, she saw bloodstains and symbols etched into the walls. Fear gnawed at her, but a determination to uncover the truth spurred her on. A supernatural force roared beneath her feet, shaking the earth and sending Emma sprawling to the ground. Panic gripped her heart as she sensed the malevolent presence lurking around her. Back in the cabin, the others waited anxiously for Emma's return. Minutes felt like hours, their imaginations running wild with horrifying possibilities. Finally, Emma emerged from the cellar, face pale and eyes wide with terror. She recounted her encounter with the vengeful spirit, warning her friends of the danger that awaited them. Together, they made a swift decision to leave the cabin and escape the clutches of the malevolent forest. Running for their lives, they could hear the enraged spirit's footsteps behind them, heavy with unquenchable anger. Just as the group reached the safety of the tree line, they turned to see the forest consumed by a raging fire. The cabin erupted in flames, the spirit's wrath consumed by the cleansing inferno. Panting and covered in soot, they watched as the forest struggled to extinguish the flames. Relief washed over them, and a newfound bond formed between the friends. The supernatural had brought them close, even as it tried to tear them apart. With the forest still smoldering in the background, they vowed to never speak of their harrowing experience again. They packed their bags and left the charred remains of Haddonwood Forest, forever changed by the horrors they encountered. As they drove away, they could still hear the distant whispers of the haunted forest. But this time, they were whispers of gratitude, as if the forest acknowledged their escape and wished them well on their onward journey.